All right. We're live, I think.
My top corner says live.
Yep.
We have zero viewers, but we're live.
We got that super awkward silence happening, so.
That's good. It's just five dudes on a conference call.
We'll wait for our 5 viewers to get in, then we'll start.
Talking about fucking kickball.
Go ahead and start. I'm not sure the viewers are definitely coming yet.
Welcome, first viewer. You've won the prize.
Someone's posting a comment.
I think it's your mom, Mark. She wanted to come in and say hey.
It's your wife, Mark. She's telling you to shut up from the other room.
Shut up and watch my stories. All right.
We lose that one viewer if we don't get started soon, so go ahead and
all right, let's kick this off. All right, we got all 5 people in here. All right, for those who've tuned in here, we're going to talk about kickball and other stuff. We got Eric Davis from Sitch or Hazard or one of those teams. He was never on the field, so. We got Graham Duff representing from Flying V. We got Scott Ray, who can just talk a lot of shit since he's not playing in this tournament. He doesn't have to worry about blowback. And then we got Zach Shoemaker from Dope. And I'll be moderating from Dope as well. So let's go ahead and kick this thing off. So let me get a spreadsheet here. All right, so first we're going to start with you, Eric. Segment is called Shit Town. Shit Town. So, Eric, on this one, just want you to go ahead and let us know a team that you think is overhyped, expected to underperform by the widest margin compared to what they're ranking coming into this thing.
So, I love the guys, but it's got to be Hammerheads. They're from my hometown. Maybe I'm biased. I don't know. I've never really seen them win much. But they made that tremendous run to the final CCC last year. But that was their only time ever winning in Elims. They got knocked out in the first round of their previous 3 tournaments by, like, Hartford Hitmen and Pitch Intense. Like, I don't know, just overhyped. And they're in a tough pool.
You're not buying into the improved triangle, the dedication to bunting, none of that, huh?
No, like it's never been a talent issue. It's always been an implosion technique they tend to bring about when they get to Elims. I think adding Jimmy and Manny along with Trey and Dom helps with the hype train, because once they get hype, they get rolling, but they really get down on themselves. And I hope they don't do that this year. They're amazingly fun to watch when they're actually rolling and they're all hyped up. So
where do you have them finishing? First round?
They're going to make Elims. I think they exit in the first round.
No way.
Yeah.
Prediction. Duff?
just teams are in this tournament.
Unless you want to call out someone else.
No, I'll save the lax passion for later, I guess. I want to play Sick. Flying B hasn't played Sick yet, and they're the number 1 ranked team in the country right now. I still have Situations my number 1, honestly, but what the hell's going on with them? So I didn't think Sick was overrated until I saw that Final Four game in Tampa. That was some ugly fucking shit. The entire game was on both sides of the ball. So I'm a little bit wary of them being able to score enough runs against the good teams. The championships they've won have been semi-weak. Boston was the throwaway. I guess what Orlando last year was the other one they won against that Evolution. Solid win there. But I'm looking forward to playing them. Flying V and them have a showdown coming, because if Situation isn't going to be showing their heads anytime soon, then that might be the new rivalry at the top, hopefully. So, yeah, I think they're weaker than the standings show them to be. So we'll see.
So where do you have to get bounced?
Worley and Gabe and Tyson, there's your shit talk. There you go.
So you think they get bounced in the Elite 8?
I think they get bounced whenever they play either us or Dope.
Wow.
I think both of us beat Sick. Yeah.
Look at you, talking up the moderator. It's a smart move early on.
No, not the moderator. It's the team you play on.
All right, Scott. Are you frozen up or are you really still?
No, you got me? How we looking? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So mine's going to be kind of a different type of pick. I'm going to say it's I wouldn't say they're hyped going into this tournament whatsoever. I do think they're going to underperform, though, and that's Gorilla Juice Heads. Based off of the Walker Regional, they just played with guest appearances by Flater and Gabe. They still couldn't get out of pool play in their recent outing. They're going to this tournament now with 12 players, looking light in a home event, or more or less a home event. And I think that's going to be one team that looks like somebody's got to get bounced early, and I think they're going to be like that round of 16 team that you'd expect to go a little further into limbs that I think is going to underperform there. They're ranked around 15 or 16 right now, and I just don't see it.
So you think they have to go to red a little bit early in pool?
There's no question. I mean, they're only rolling with 12. I mean, the thing with pool, and this one's kind of a joke because only 5 teams aren't getting out. So I mean, there's no fear of them not getting out here whatsoever.
Don't pitch red in pool.
But,
Mike, don't listen to Scott. Don't touch red. Don't even take him out of the car, dude.
But I hear they're facing the world-beating pitcher for Blackout. This new guy on the scene that throws thunder and lightning apparently. So and I believe that was the team that may have bounced them in pool play in their recent Walker Regional. And I just look at their pool they've got. I mean, they've got a lot of speed and Savage Shock, Deja Vu type teams. And then you got V. So I mean, I think they're going to limp in a limbs going in as a bin 2 or bin 1 team, and I think they're going to probably get bounced early with like a tough 2-2 ranking kind of matchup right out the gates. So that's going to be my pick.
I think their light jerseys are going to help them out. Like their black jerseys in last year. I remember we were playing red in the Final Four, if my memory serves, and he was just fucking drained because of that game against Evolution. That was pretty fucking good. If they're not wearing the white jerseys, they certainly should be, but we'll see. I'll say if there's anybody I'm rooting for other than Flying B win this tournament, it's Juice Heads, man. They put their time in. They deserve at least the finals one of these days.
Yeah, no question. I just don't see it for them in this one.
Yeah, I mean, I think in this tournament, depth is certainly going to play a bigger role than it probably has in the past too, just because of the heat alone. I mean, 88, 70% humidity, it's going to be pretty beastly out there.
And already have a weather report?
Wow. We've gone to the weather already.
All right, Zach, what you got?
Isn't it supposed to smell like fucking fire or something like that all weekend? Just like ash?
Or asthma.
Little brimstone.
Right. That should be interesting. Does anyone good on the circuit have asthma? I'm serious.
That's a deep scouting question. I'm sure. Ask your captain. I'm sure he knows everyone that has asthma.
I don't know. I've heard some heavy coughing next door from Brick, so it could be him.
He got the nose issue taken care of about a year and a half ago, so he should be ready to roll. Thank God he got it.
Because he had deviated septums, Graham.
Yeah, got straight.
I've never seen Brick do coke in person, so I'll leave it at that.
I don't think there's any other explanation for why he tried to box jump a newspaper stand last year in New Orleans.
The fact that he never drinks beer and only drinks liquor is a pretty valid explanation.
It's amazing that he can still have that lead-off belly, though.
He was eating for 2.
Yeah, still is.
All right, Zach, what do you got, dude?
I mean, I think the obvious pick is probably us, Mark. We're bringing a new lineup, and who knows what's going to happen with that. It's always interesting to try and work that out. But I'm stuck between 2 local teams. I'm stuck between Evolution and Hazard. I think Evolution trying to perform in a home tournament is really hard. And they rely so much on kicking that a really good defense with a strong outfield can shut them down. And so I think that that's a weakness that they've got, that their bunting's just not as strong as you'd hope. I think the other side of that is Hazard. Like, they're riding a real big high going into the tournament. And I think that you can buy into that hype real quick. So I think those are your kind of 2 options that everybody seems to be riding really high going into this tournament. And this is not a kicker's park that hurts Evolution and Hazard both. They do not. Neither one of those teams relies on really good bunting. I think those are tough. Those are tough teams to see going deep into this tournament. I think with all the defenses that are going to be there.
All right, well, let's not hedge. Pick one. Who do you think's most overhyped?
Man,
He's on the call. He can respond.
I'd probably say Evolution because a lot of people are looking at them as a top seed coming in. I think Evolution's going to be one of those teams that gets bounced in first round of a limbs or second. They might make it to Elite Eight. I think it's going to be a tough sled for them.
So calling Elite Eight there, and then since we got Eric on the call, let's revisit Hazard. Then, where do you think? You said they're a little overhyped. What number are they? They're 10.
We're a bin 3. You know.
Yeah, but people are
hyped at bin 3.
Yeah.
The honesty is we're
hype. That's all.
You should be. I mean, it should be bin 3. I mean, bin 3 is. Yeah. I mean, you're after like Jack's PA, Dope. I mean, bin 3's about right.
Even you guys beat us and riding that high, and I think that helps.
Yeah. You want to respond to that, Eric?
Yeah, I'll say we had a great Tampa outing. First tournament, seeing where we got a lot of talent, but we're all very raw. And it's Amanda and I running the team. Neither of us come with a lot of defensive expertise, right? Yeah, we can teach offense all day, but beating best friends, beating Dope early in the day, mind you, that's a much different game than facing someone at 1 or 2 o'clock. So, yeah, we have the high. We have some talent. We can put things together. And we're bringing some new people to this tournament. We're going to try some stuff out. We're one of the few teams bringing 20. I think we'll have some players that surprise. We'll have some mistakes, and we'll underperform in some areas, and hopefully we get over it.
Who's I know Carvis is your charger. Who's your catcher? What's his name?
Catcher's name is Chase. He's like our hype guy.
Okay.
Did he play in Tampa?
Yeah, played in Tampa.
Yeah, he was solid, man. Yeah, he was solid.
I just played in Dallas.
He's our only player without an error. He will not be playing outfield though. We learned that.
What about second base?
Neither will Shoebridge, so don't worry about that.
Oh, Sherbert?
Yeah, Sherbert.
That was a really like press conference answer there, Eric. Way to tone it back for your own team.
No, like I get a lot of shit for it from my team because I am Mr. Realist and Mr. Objective. You know, I know where we stand. I played with Sitch for a couple of years. They're the ones who brought me into this. I know how things go, and maybe I'm a little pessimistic. My team gets on.
So how about Elite Eight? You're disappointed. Final Four, you're happy.
Final Four, we're ecstatic. If we Elite Eight, that's where we kind of like expect to be in this field. But anything past that, we're definitely capable of.
I'd agree with that.
And honestly, we can take out any team in the tournament.
Yeah, if your legs get hot, for sure.
Yeah.
And we know you have hot legs.
Better believe it.
All right, let's bring it back through. Zach, we'll start with you on this next one. Matchup you're most looking forward to. So this doesn't have to be 2 teams. It could be, pitcher, kicker. It could be, 2 Chargers looking for defensive performance, something like that.
I think Juiceheads V is always a good one to look out for. But I can't wait to see Sick and Hammerheads play in Pool A and Pool Play. Because I think there's so many wrinkles to that matchup in Pool Play, with Sick bringing back a couple guys and adding them on, and Hammerheads with their new ads. Like, that's going to be sort of an alpha male battle. And I think if Hammerhead throws like Jimmy instead of Shaw, and Sick throws, a second, I think Sick doesn't have Sick only has Tyson coming.
Yeah, so McCoy will probably pitch them in Pool, maybe Gabe.
Yeah, I mean, I think that'll be a hell of a battle. Good pool play games like that are fun, I think that's a good matchup. I'm really looking forward to seeing what that result's going to be. I think that's one of those games where if, Sick has a couple letdowns on defense, you could see Hammerheads, pound them out like 8-2 somehow. And I think that would be a good result to look for as we start moving into a limbs.
You want to put money on that?
No, I don't. I learned a very valuable lesson watching some of these videos, and that's do not bet against Gabe.
I mean, Sick's going to be out for blood after that Final Four last year, in my opinion. I I don't know if they're going to pitch Kyle. They'll probably be 3-0 or 2-1 at worst.
Yeah.
They probably shouldn't pitch Kyle, but I'm sure they'll be I'm sure they drafted them for a reason. We'll see.
So, Graham, you think they go off script? I mean, 16 make it through. They don't pitch.
No
I don't
way.
think any of the top seeds in their pool should be using their number one pitcher in pool play, period. Right? Unless you're really in a rough spot. So it's with this heat, with a 16 making it instead of 8, if you're using the number one pitcher in pool, you did something wrong in pool. So I'll leave it at that.
All right. Scott, matchup you're most looking forward to?
So you want a pool matchup that's going to actually happen, or one that I want to happen?
I don't know. Mix it up. I mean,
Yes.
one that you'd like to see happen and why then?
So obviously in a limbs, the matchup I'm most interested in is the 2 power availables teams. I'd love to see the best friends take on Jackson, PA for the simple fact of Gene versus Blake.
Yep.
That's been like such a cool combo to watch play on the field together. And now they did kind of like, I guess recently just played, which Blake bested Gene from what I've heard, but I didn't see the Waka tournament this past weekend. But that one for me would be like a really interesting limbs game, because at that point, I'd hope to think that Blake will be pitching the whole game for something like that, but you never know how that's going to go. But I think that would be probably the most interesting limbs matchup I can think of, and it's 2 Avails teams, so it's kind of normally you'd want to see established teams go at it, but I think that's a rare case where you get to see something happen because of Avails teams that you wouldn't normally see otherwise.
Well, Scott, so you've looked at the availables lineups a little more than I have. So the strength of both of these is defense, or like who's got the edge?
Oh man, no. I mean, honestly, both of them have power offenses. Both of them have great offenses, and I've got a talking point later. But I mean, I really think best friends looks nasty, and Jackson, PA's got a lot of New Orleans sleepers that a lot of people wouldn't think would be standouts, but they're going to put up runs. Both of those teams are going to put up runs, and I think it's going to be interesting to see the pitchers battle you have with Blake and versus opposite Rhodes and things like that. I mean, Rhodes is a stud. He never really gets mentioned highly amongst the other ones, but I mean, I think Rhodes is just as beastly as any of the top pitchers. So, I mean, like I said, like that game, I really hope that game does happen, especially in the limbs where it'd be way more exciting anyway. Pool play matchup wise, I'd like to see Dope and Most Wanted for a simple reason. I've been impressed with the way Josh has been playing at Charger, and while like you said, other teams aren't going to go to their ace pitcher in pool. You guys have like kind of an abundance of pitchers in pool, so you're still going to see some pitching, regardless of, since you've got 1A, 1B. So I think that'd make for a really good pool matchup out of what's actually going to happen here, and then just versus opposite the speed on Most Wanted.
Yeah, should be a good matchup. I'm always scared to play fast athletic teams. So
They look good in Dallas, man. They put up runs.
they did. Graham, what you got, man?
Pool play. So I'm looking as we speak here.
Doesn't have to be teams. Could be player matchups. Whatever you want, man.
I want to see how Rage does.
Rage is a solid D spinoff. Is that right?
It looks like people from the old Cobra Kai. They tend to always do an availables team at this tournament. Those that were on Cobra Kai and aren't on Evolution. I think Nick Richardson, who's usually on Evolution, is captaining them. Don't quote me on that. But they're always solid. They usually do really well in this tournament. It's their home tournament. And I have a feeling they're going to beat Most Wanted, give Dope, maybe Best Friends and Gene a good game. I think they're the sleeper in Pool C. So I want to see how they do. Like I said already, I want V to play Sick. I think that match has been coming for a while. And then what else? I want to see a Juice Heads Evolution rematch from last year. I really enjoyed that game. I hope they play again, and Evolution just gets pretty psyched for that. Red is at full steam. That could be a good one.
Hey, Mark.
What makes you want to see that matchup?
And Carver is telling me, thanks for the update, Carver. He's on the phone. Only one Cobra Kai player is on that squad, apparently. So wait, I thought Nick was on it, but I guess not. And Corey was the Cobra Kai player I was thinking of, Carver, if you're still listening. So maybe I'm just completely inaccurate on that. Carver, if they're not any good, I'll eat my words, but I'll have a little faith in Rage, I guess. Who do I think is going to win the Juice Heads Evolution? I think Yeah. It depends if they pitch Red and Pool, like it always does. If Red comes out of there fresh and pitches maybe even not the Sweet 16 game, then watch out for Juice Heads. You don't want to be facing Red in one of his first 2 games. So I'll give the edge to Evolution just because they don't tend to manage that situation well. So Mike, prove me wrong.
All right, shots fired. Eric, what do you got, man?
So looking through the rosters and everything, I don't remember where I saw Balls Deep play at one of these first tournaments of the year, but they looked good bunting, they looked good on defense, and they look like the fastest team on circuit, right? So
Tampa, man, Tampa.
Yeah, they looked
Eastwood team, Eastwood and is it Keon?
It's Eastwood. It's a bunch of dudes out of Atlanta, and they've got some really, really, really raw, good talent.
Yeah,
The Charger looked good.
they
Yeah,
looked
he's
good.
fast as hell too.
And I want to see them versus Evolution. You know, Evolution's like composed, kicking oriented, balls deep, bunting, speed, and then Evolution has the trump card with Bach at Charger, who I think is probably the fastest white dude on circuit.
Your teeth.
I think it's going to be a great matchup. I'm excited. I hope it's on my bye.
Yeah, I mean, as long as Bach drink those electrolytes, bro. Maybe
Bach
crank.
could go all day. I mean, he's ridiculous. He
Yeah.
wouldn't. He's Mr. Dad bod, but
Probably be gotten into the conversation with the most underrated player on the circuit at this point.
Yeah.
Evolution, they're always so chill. It almost de-hypes their players, but him and Corey are nasty and don't really get a lot of pub. Oh, not Corey, sorry.
Courtney, the
Courtney.
black catcher.
Yes, correct.
Called.
I don't see color, but the catcher guy.
Yeah, Courtney, as someone said in the last tournament, he doesn't look that athletic until he starts moving and throws you out. So
Makes plays, man.
pretty nasty and great hands, very good hands.
He doesn't need to run. His chest pass is probably the best in the circuit. Other than Gene, it's Courtney in a close second.
Yeah.
Okay.
Called it out well, Eric. I mean, they've been playing balls deep, a bunch of those players in circuit in the Atlanta Circuit Draft League. I don't know, for the past few seasons at least. And things like that develop players, man. Facing that competition nonstop, it's helped out a lot.
Yeah, they're going to be a scary team this year.
Very good. All right, so let's jump to a little faster format here. We're going to go with a buy-sell. We'll start with you, Eric. So just want you to buy or sell it, maybe give a quick little input on why you're buying or why you're selling here. So let's start with beast mode. We haven't talked about beast mode really. So beast mode goes 3-1 or better and gets their first limbs win.
3-1. Who do they not play? They don't play Evolution?
Nope.
They could make 3-1. I think it all depends on the balls deep game there and how they handle Beast Mode's lefty pitcher. Because, I mean, they got to pitch him. He's nasty to face. He throws well. And they have some offense. Their top 6 or 7 can definitely generate some runs, and they're solid. They had these – the Walker Regional we just had, they picked up these 2 like professional volleyball player girls, and they were bolts all day, like defense, kicking, everything.
This is beast mode?
Yeah, it's beast mode. So I'm gonna say yeah, they could probably go 3-1. I don't know about the Elam game, depending on their matchup, but
You're buying.
I'm gonna buy 3-1 and get their first Elam win.
Graham?
Yeah, I mean, Corey Tiger's probably rolling his eyes as far back as they can go, but I'm buying that too. I think Cream, is a fun squad, but I don't think they're going to do anything. I wouldn't be shocked if they go 4. Sorry, guys. Stray Nation, I didn't recognize a lot of people on that team. So I think somewhere from maybe New Orleans, somewhere from local, but a lot of names I wasn't really familiar with. So I think they can beat both those teams. Let's assume Jack's PA beats them, and then I think I take beast mode against Balls Deep. I think Balls Deep does make it into a limbs because they play Cream. And wait, who does Balls Deep not play? Do they not play Cream?
They don't play Cream.
Not play Cream.
That's tough for them. But either way, yeah, I'll buy beast mode, but I agree with Eric. I think it's down to that Balls Deep game.
All right, Scott?
Yeah, I'm buying. Nothing different here. Their pitcher is good. He's legit. That lefty guy is great. And I think also they were not. Again, I keep coming back to this Dan Walker Regional, but they performed really well there. And was it semifinals? They got bounced, but I mean they look sharp there. They look like a pretty different team. So I'm gonna go ahead and buy it. Zach.
Man, I'm stuck. I'm gonna be the only seller here, man. I think Jack's PA beats them. I'm a believer in balls deep. They've added a couple pieces that I think really shores up. And they're going to be one of those teams that, because they're sort of new to the circuit, they're putting a lot of effort into pool play. And I see them throwing their A game at everybody instead of having a reserve or something like that. And they're going all out to making a limbs. I see them beating Beast Mode too. So I think Beast Mode picks up the win against Stray Nation and might take out Cream. I think the issue you've got with Beast Mode playing Cream is Cream's still made up of a bunch of circuit players that have been playing a while. And sometimes you just can't, like once you get a short lineup going and you've got experienced players playing, sometimes you just get in a good rhythm. And I see that being a tougher game for them than we might be anticipating. So I think I see Beast Mode as a 1-3, 2-2 team. They'll probably get out at 2-2. So they're really going to have to focus on taking down balls deep or Cream. And I don't think either one of those is a very easy game, but I think it's a toss-up because those are going to be tough teams just based on experience for Cream and balls deep's talent.
Scott, you probably know this better than I do. Who's the triangle for Cream? Jeff's catching, but I don't know who's pitching in charge.
It's other Cody. He's like kind of like the new Brola kind of recruit.
Okay.
It's nobody really knows him. He's only really played. I think Dallas was his first circuit, and he played a Waka thing here. He's brand new, but he's played college baseball. He's got a cannon.
Got it. Okay.
He'll be other Cody for sure.
All right, Zach, we're coming back to you on the way back through this. All right, let's do Hazard makes the Final Four.
Let's go. Let's go.
Man, I fear the beard because it's already destroyed us once. I can't buy it, man. There's so much top talent here. I think you've got to like shoe in. I think if I'm going to shoe somebody in the Final Four, you shoe in Sick and Flying V. Flying V is about as close to max capacity as they can be for max talent. Sick is going to be at max talent. And then between Hammerheads, Juiceheads, Best Friends and Gene, Dope, Evolution, and Jack's PA, I think all of those teams right now, as constructed, are probably better than Hazard. And I have a tough time buying it. If you wanted me to buy Hazard in the Elite 8, I'd be way more likely to buy into that. I think that's good money. But Final Four is a tough run, man. That's a real tough run.
Scott?
I think Final Four in this is a crapshoot. I think it's easy to pick 8 teams. I think anybody can make Final Four out of the top 8 here. I think they've got a good shot. I'm not going to buy it because, like you said, there's just 2 other teams that are better or more proven, I guess is probably a better way to put it. I think there's some clear favorites in this one. I got V taking this whole thing down, honestly. I think they're coming for blood. And then you've got probably 3 other teams that are a little more consistent here. That said, I mean, nothing would surprise me in this group. Nothing's going to surprise me, but I'm gonna sell it. Sorry, Eric.
Hey.
All right, Duff.
Yeah, it's a sell. I think they're going to need to beat Hammerheads. If they have to go through 3 tough teams on the way to the finals or into 2 tough teams to get to the Final Four, I don't think they're ready just yet. The dog disagrees, I think. But
Dog's a hazard.
if they get a 3-1 record, if they get a first-round matchup with somebody like Most Wanted or something like that, and they can get into the Elite 8, then who knows, right? Brackets can be foobar sometimes, and they might have to go through a real tough squad to get to the Final Four. Anybody, I mean, they can beat anybody. I agree with Eric what he said earlier, but if they have to play one of the top 4 or 5 teams, I don't see it. If they end up playing Juiceheads in the Elite 8 or a Jack's PA, I think it's definitely doable. So I don't see it happening, but I wouldn't be shocked.
All right, Eric, you want to abstain from this?
No, I'm buying, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, people look at us and they think offense because, we generate a lot of runs. But never in my wildest dreams or Amanda's did we think our defense would come together the way it has. And that'll be on full display this weekend, and I'm excited about it. So, yeah, we're going to make Final Four. Bye.
Do you think your defense is going to be stronger than your offense? That'll be your asset?
Yeah, it probably will be. With all the pitching talent here, yeah, we're going to ride our defense this tournament.
Yeah, this is going to be one where I think any team that wants to win this is going to have to ride.
Yeah, there's too much pitching depth here to rely on your offense, whether it's kicking or bunting or whatever you want to do.
Fundamentals will be key. All right, so let's start with you. And Dope finishes ahead of Flying V. Buy or sell?
Oof. Let me look at the pools real quick.
We can come back.
On that. I'm a sell. V's, it is the toughest field I've ever been in outside of CCC, and V's been there time and time and time again. And Dope, y'all are well on your way. You got defensive talent, you got offensive talent hiding in there somewhere. But V's been there, you know. And Dope, even though it's a merger of adrenaline and afternoon delight, they haven't been in those deep runs yet. You've had a couple in some lesser tournaments than this. But, the experience comes through. Brick does something crazy. And, yeah, V's going to win out over y'all. No offense.
Duff? None taken.
We didn't have Charger depth in New Orleans. We didn't have any pitcher depth in Tampa. This is our first real tournament of the year, in my opinion, where if we don't do well here, then there's a problem. We can kind of shrug off the first two a little bit. So I think we do better than y'all. I would love to have an all-Atlanta final. I think Dope can get there just as well as we can. I think, like it's already been discussed, the first two tournaments, and this applies to V too. If the offense isn't there for Dope, 1-0 games only get you so far where one mistake, eventually you're fucked, right? So I think we have a little bit more leeway with our offense than Dope does, and that's why I think we have the edge with Woods coming through. And having a little bit more leeway on our defensive side. So I think we're equal there with y'all, and then the offense, I think, is giving us the slight edge. But I wouldn't be shocked if either team makes the finals. So I'm buying Flying V getting further, but not in an aggressive manner.
Yep. Nice CYA there. Hey, no concern on rust on Woods?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think he's been the one actually having the children. I think his wife actually gave him the uterus. He's gone all out. He's been a great husband.
Great father.
So, postpartum depression is always a concern. But no, we're not concerned about Woods. If anything, he's well rested. That's how we're going to spin it.
Nice spin.
And I think, honestly, his energy, having Beach back, having Patty and Ray and Schulte, it's going to be a different vibe this tournament for us than I think the first two were, and I'm really excited about it. So other than Troy, who we're missing, unfortunately, we really don't have any gaps. So no, I'm pretty psyched to have Woods back. I think everyone loves Woods. If you've never met Woods, meet Woods. It'll probably be your only opportunity for the rest of your kickball life.
Nice.
He's a wonderful person, and we're psyched to have him playing again.
Scott?
Yeah, I'm buying that too. Actually, no, I'm selling that. Excuse me. Dope's Flying V is going to have what I think is the easiest pool, top to bottom, outside of them. So I think their pool play record and their runs allowed run ratio is going to be probably putting them as like the 1 seed coming out of pool, giving them probably the easiest draw. Like I feel like Dope's pool is going to push them into a spot where they're going to see somebody tougher earlier come a limbs time. And I do think Best Friends and Gene and Dope in pool play is kind of a coin flip where I see V kind of get into their pool 4-0, probably the easiest out of any of the other 1 seeds here. So I think like they're set up for success come a limbs time. So I think the smart money is on V. And like I said, they're going fully staffed with 20, and they do have Woods. Last time Woods played in Florida with them, it was like last year, and they I think made finals only lost to Sitch when Sitch was on their regular season tear. So I'm definitely going to take V over Dope. So I'm selling it.
All right, Zach, what you got, bud?
Man, I didn't even read the list. I should have looked at the topics and been more prepared for this one. If I say Dope over V, Brick will laugh and Schulte will murder me in my sleep.
Dude, your team.
if I say V over dope, I've got to ride the whole way down there with Josh and Eric telling me why I'm wrong.
Quit being a lawyer.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm on dope. I'll buy dope.
Buy some dope.
We've got as good of a lineup as we can possibly have going down there based on what we've had thus far. I think everybody's kind of settled into playing in league play up here. I think V has a lot of players who haven't been playing competitive kickball week in and week out up here, and I think that's going to kind of be the edge. But like everything else, I think it depends on draw. You know, obviously, if we run into V in like the Elite Eight, that's a real damn hard game because Woods is really, really fucking good when he's on. But I know Schulte wants nothing more than to face us and pound us into the ground. But I'm going to buy us. I'm really excited. We've got more swag than anybody on the circuit. I think I've got like 9 dope shirts now. So I'm excited to wear every one of those for every pool play game, show it off, and I think we'll be ready to go.
All right, you heard it here first. That kind of buying after about 2 minutes of waffling. All right, so
it's a hedge buy. It's a hedge buy.
It's like,
you got to go secure, man.
Super arrogant, bro.
all right. Let's go with Sick Fit closes pool with the stingiest defense in this tournament. Starting with you, Zach.
Man, if it wasn't for that Hammerheads game, I'd say this is an easy buy. I think Hammerheads is like the most offensively explosive team in this tournament besides Flying V.
Hammerheads?
Yeah, what? I think with those guys that they've got coming down there, balancing their lineup out, I think it's a tough lineup. I really do.
Who did they get that I'm not aware of? Did I miss something?
Well, I mean, adding Jimmy to that helps out in the lineup. I think if they've got their bunners coming, they can put up runs. And I think that Flying V obviously has the best offense I think in the country on normal conditions. But I would probably buy that. I think Sick is such a veteran team that veterans win on defense, and I'm going to buy that. I think their defense is just so damn good. It's tough to get anything by them, especially with that triangle when it's functioning. It's just brutal.
Scott?
This is a tough one because normally I'd buy it, and I think if we're talking to limbs, it's an easier buy. Just knowing they're going in light without, I guess Corey opposite Tyson. You are going to see McCoy pitch. That's going to be probably still the best triangle in this tournament when you're talking Flater and either Gabe or Kevin catching, and that it's going to be nasty. But I do think, given like their matchups and the fact that Tyson's not going to throw a pitch and pull, I'm going to sell it. I'm just going to say, just based off that fact alone, it's going to be a little easier to find some runs. And honestly, another thing nobody's like talking about, Worley's going to be in the outfield. He's 2 months removed from surgery. I think there's some question marks on Sick that people aren't really addressing, given some of that stuff. And, so I'm going to go ahead and sell it. I'm going to say they're going to give up more runs than somebody for sure. It's an easier – I think Hazard's good. I think Hammerhead's going to put some runs on them.
So do you have a favorite for defense in there, Scott?
Favorite for defense? Again, I think V and Poole, like just given the matchups based off of what you're seeing there is going to be good. And I tell you what, man, I think Jackson, PA is going to be one that you're looking at if it's going to be a Brett and Blake-led team, that's your 1 and 2 pitchers. That's a pretty nice combo that you're going to see. Like, it's going to be tough to score on those guys in Poole. So in their main competition in Poole is going to be Evolution. So they've got one team to kind of stuff. They could easily walk away with a tight defense and Poole play there too. So I'm going to definitely sell on Sick though.
All right, Graham?
Yeah, I'll sell on Sick also. No disrespect to the Hammerheads, by the way. I'll caveat that last comment I made. I just never really considered them an explosive offense. Maybe I just missed a few games, but I think Evolution is going to be coming out of there with the number 1 seed. Jack's PA, everyone's focusing on Blake that they should, and they've got a great triangle, but I don't think their offense is going to be super explosive. And Evolution doesn't have to play beast mode, and they should pretty much buzzsaw through Kareem, Balls Deep, and Straight Nation, in my opinion. Balls Deep might give them a game.
Yeah,
so I see Evolution being the number 1 seed out of pool. I mean, everyone keeps saying Flying B's got a weak pool, but, I mean, Savage Shock isn't any joke. They're getting better and better. They were playing great in that regional. I'm not sure how many of those guys from the regional are coming down.
they're missing some of their guys, though.
Yeah, I mean, but they gave us a real close game last year. I think it was Nashville. Deja Vu, that franchise has kind of faded a little bit since about 5 years ago, so they'll probably be, fast but not precise. Classic Deja Vu, right? And then Blackout, we should get through. I mean, they're getting better. But yeah, I think we can go 4-0. I think Sick can go 4-0. But I think honestly, Evolution, unless Jax PA has an offensive explosion, I think they're going to have the best ratio. So I'll sell that.
Eric?
I'm gonna sell this out, although I do think Sick goes for it on the pool. I think just facing Hammerheads and us, I think goes for runs. Whereas I think Best Friends and Gene, I think they come out with the stingiest defense. Dope, you guys haven't proven to put up any runs. And they're facing Most Wanted. They're not going to get on against Gene or Blake. And then they face Rage or Kryptonite or whoever. Yeah, I think Best Friends skates through pool play. Gives up 1 or 2 runs tops.
You're selling.
Yeah, I'm definitely selling.
All right, cool. I think we have time for, what do you guys think? One more?
Yeah, let's do it.
I know where to be, Mark.
All right. Well, in that case, let's see. We got so Jax PA finishes ahead of Best Friends on the day. Battle of the availables. This is you, Eric.
Who's going?
Eric, you want to kick us off?
Yeah, just kind of looking at it, I think Jax does finish ahead of Best. So I'll buy on that. Yeah, I think Best Friends is going to run into some pitcher depth, and Brett's going to pitch almost all day, and then let Blake do his thing.
Graham?
No, I think Best Friends and Gene has a much better offense through and through. More versatile. Mike and Don are certainly no pushovers. Obviously, I'll take Blake over either of them respectfully. But I think just the offensive difference, I think Best Friends and Gene is a better team. So that's who I'm taking.
All right, Scott?
I was split on this one. So up until, I guess, a couple of days ago, Best Friends had like a late sign up with Dave Perry, which is Meatballs' old kind of leadoff outfielder. So I think like that kind of pushed it maybe closer to Best Friends and Gene. Even still, though, like I said, I like the Jax PA, and I think probably what people aren't even talking about is like how well Vinny's been playing Charger. We're like Best Friends and Gene's biggest strength, in my opinion, hands down, is Gene. But Jax PA, we're looking at a Vinny and then Blake combo when we're pushing into deep in the limbs, and I think that's something nobody's really even like kind of talked about one bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and take Jax PA. I'm gonna buy it based off of Vinny playing third.
Zach?
Man, it's a tough one. I'm going to violate my own rule, and I'm going to go. Jax PA is going to be better than Best Friends and Gene, not out of pool play, but I think that combo of Vinny and Brian at catcher, who is probably one of the most underrated players on the circuit. And when you talk about those guys plus the pitching combo that Jax PA can roll out. But when you add Blake to that, and my trio in that triangle, and you find that in these tournaments, once you get to the Elite Eight and on, the best triangle typically comes out on top. And I think that combo of those three, I mean, Gene's an eraser by himself, but that threesome there is real strong. So I'm gonna buy Jax PA on that one.
But I'll never bet against Blake. I've seen him do too much crazy shit.
Is this Blake's first available team ever?
No, he did Operation Crush, which they won in Nashville.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm not counting that.
All right. I think it might be.
That was a hybrid, not an availables.
Was that OSC Stitch? Was that what?
Yeah, it was OSC Stitch.
Okay.
Yeah, that team is really, really nasty. All
Back when available teams were like 20 players plus.
Wow.
Back when available teams were fun, and then everyone ruined it. Pretty much because of that team.
I think it was actually.
It was 100%. Yeah.
All right. Even though Zach's gone, let's just do a quick fire here. Just want to give individual players a little love here. So let's just fire through, name them off, give a quick comment if you want. But always out of these tournaments we hear like so-and-so really stepped it up. They look like they're going to be an up-and-comer. Who's going to be the player coming out of this tournament that is a serious up-and-comer or that's relatively unknown now that people will start to see as a little bit stronger coming out of this thing?
All right. Who?
Jeez.
So let's go ahead and start with you, Zach.
Forgive me, Eric. I cannot remember your Chargers name, but
Cabo.
What's his name?
Cabo.
Yeah, that dude is seriously, seriously good. And I think he's going to be the guy that in a tournament where all the vets are at, they're going to take notice, and he's going to be one of those guys that steps up. I have another one in mind, but I'm not going to throw it out there in case somebody else does. But I think your all's Charger is absolute dynamite, and I think he's going to step up this tournament, and there's going to be some guys that are really shocked at how good he is, and nobody knew it.
Scott, who's going to make a name for themselves in this tournament?
If any of you guys can even tell me who Greg Hurst or Chris Beardnut is right now, I'll stop right there. But those two guys on Jack's PA.
Beardnut's money, dude.
Appreciate it. But those two guys, yeah, you play with us in Orlando. But those two guys are relatively unknown on the national scene, but just been crushing it. And I've been traveling with them a little bit here and there for available stuff. I think those two guys on Jack's PA are going to be the two guys that are going to make some noise. And like I said, Brett always finds those like sleepers. So those are your two.
I'll agree with that. Beernat's real deal, man.
Graham?
Yeah, Beernut was one of mine. I'm looking through the teams I talk here. I wish I knew more Savage Shot guys. I feel like their catcher's pretty money. I don't know his name.
Not going.
Yeah. Beast Mode's catcher is pretty underrated.
Pitcher.
The pitcher's getting some hype, but the catcher isn't that bad. He's a little Jersey Shore-ish. He gets pretty hyped, I think, to a fault at certain points. But I think if they're going to go somewhere, I think his emotion is going to maybe lead them one way or the other. So I'm trying to see if there's anybody else in here that I'm not really thinking of.
You mentioned Young Runner. That kid's so legend.
If Young Runner's going to be here, then I need him.
That's what I heard.
If Young Runner was coaching a women's team, he'd be my pick of the tournament because I know he'd lead them to the gold pretty quickly. Johnny from Blackout. The problem is I don't think Blackout makes it out of pool, but watching him develop over the last year, he's gotten better and better. He just needs to surround himself with more talent, or his players need to get better. Other than that, I hear the catcher from Solid D is a stud. I haven't had a chance to see him play yet. Curious to see how he looks, but
he's on Rage now. That's the fast guy.
Oh, is he on Rage now?
Yeah, so he's the speedy dude. He's
all right, even more to the Rage hype. But yeah, that's all I can think of off the top of my head.
All right, Eric.
Going through the list of teams, I just want to say Savage Shock has a pitcher. I don't know his name or anything. He pitched against Setch and Elam's in DC, and he throws this one pitch that just slides in there all nasty like Keith fell over trying to hit the ball.
Dude, he smoked me.
He's
on OPP.
No one knows his name. I don't know who he is.
Big said? I don't think he's going.
That dude throws sneaky hard. He was throwing so hard.
It's stupid.
Yeah, he does.
But that'd be my pick.
His arms are about as big as my whole body. So yeah, he's not making this trip. I don't believe. I gotta look at that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Last I checked, unless he signed up late.
He's one of those guys that gets stronger during the day.
No, he's a stud. Yeah, he's a beast. Yeah, like I said, he pitched for OPP, and I don't think he took a break.
Yeah. He was pretty nasty, man.
All right. Two more really fast ones, so don't elaborate too much. MVP of the tournament.
Oof.
Oh, boy. I'll start it off. I'll say Blake. As much respect as he gets, top pitcher in the country, everything like that, I think it's a much wider gap than everyone thinks of him being number one. I see him throw 80% all day, and then when you need him, he throws 100 and he's untouchable. Like, I don't know how many times I've seen such let the bases get loaded, no outs, and Blake comes through and fouls the next three kickers out. Blake's going to be on. Jack's PA is going to be the team to beat, and it's going to be because of Blake.
Graham, MVP?
I'll avoid V because that's a little bit homerish. I'll say Bach. I think if Evolution is able to pull this off and they are shut down in D, I think Bach's going to get a lot more hype than he's already gotten. Everyone already knows about Bach, let's be fair, but nobody really talks about him that much on the boards. I think that could change if they get a good run. And then if somehow Juiceheads pulls it off, I think Red will start getting into that Blake conversation, which he kind of already is, but I think it really puts him right there at the top of the list. So those are my two sleeper guys for that.
Scott?
Oh, it's Chris Simmons, no question. For enough kidding. But my pick would be Blake from Jack's PA. But actually, if since he's taken, I'm going to take another Blake, and he's on Best Friends in Gene, who I think is the best flat-out kicker in this entire tournament. Like he's gonna kick something that's gonna be a game-changing kick without a question. That dude, that's Brandon's brother. I play with him like about 3 or 4 tournaments now, and he's always just got one rocket. He's a great teammate. Like I said, I think he'll go as a sleeper player. My first pick would have been the other Blake, but I'll stay on the Blake family, and I'll take Blake Erickson as my sleeper MVP on some crazy kick.
All right, Zach?
I have two projections. I would normally say Kellen out of Evolution because I think when he's on, he is so tough to hit. But I'm frankly going to go with my boy Mike Schulte. V hasn't had him yet, and he's a complete and total game changer. And when he's on, Flying V is rocking and rolling, and they can make, Duff look like a finals pitcher. And that's
I've won a final, asshole.
But I'm just gonna go Schultz, man. When that dude's playing hard and focused, and he hadn't really he has not had his standard team there. I think when he gets going, that team is on a whole different level. And I think this is V's tournament to lose right now, and he's the reason. I think he's just a game changer, man.
All right, and last one we have on our list, Tom or Brick, who are you taking your lead off?
Oh, yeah.
Man, Brick had been sleeping a lot.
What team is Tom playing for?
He's best friend.
He's on Best Friends. And I think he's like a sneaky, underrated leadoff. I think people focus a lot on the major speed guys, and that dude still does it with precision just like Brick. So I'm going to take Tom on this one. He's leaner, meaner, and I think he's ready to take down Brick this tournament.
You realize you're betting for him to get on base against you.
Yeah, and that's why I fear him.
Scott?
Yeah, I'm taking Tom here. Like I said, Brick's just had a baby, so he said his focus has definitely been his sleep's been interrupted, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's been a little split. And Tom's got that sweet camera cameo every time he scores. So I just like seeing that camera cameo when he hops up in the GoPro. So I'm going to take Tom for my leadoff all day.
Graham?
Let's see. Tom's probably a better kicker. When they're both on, they're probably 2 of the top 3 bunters in the country. But I think Brick's a better outfielder. So we'll add in the coaching mix there, and I think Brick gets the edge. But when they're on, those guys tend to be really hot or cold. But when they're on, you pretty much can guarantee they're going to be on base. I just think when it comes to outfield play, Tom's already shown his ass a few more times than Brick has. So I'll give Brick the edge there.
Amanda?
Oh.
All right, can we back up?
You knew she was there.
Cold-blooded.
I can't believe 3 of you guys bought Beast Mode. I totally buy them going 3-1, but there's no way they're winning the
This is why she wasn't invited, Eric.
I was at dinner. I would totally take Brick. I know I played for him on Sunday, but I'm not I don't know. I don't know Tom. Don't have a lot of respect for Relax and what they're doing in general. I still don't know how they win tournaments. So I'm going Brick.
Yeah, we can play her on. Way more controversial.
Yeah, must have been a good dinner.
Man.
I'm going to take Brick just because resistance. Brick's facing much lower resistance than Tom's going to be with Dope and Most Wanted versus Juice Head, Savage Shock, and Deja Vu. Yeah. I think Brick, easy choice. Solely based on the resistance factor.
Cool. All right, cool. So that wraps it up. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Throwing
God,
together.
you can use your signs or not.
And maybe we can do this again if we can get this fucking technology set up. So thanks, everyone, for joining. Thanks to all the guys for taking some time to jump on this and add a little bit of flavor to JKO. And hopefully it's some bulletin board material for some other teams out there. And we can give them, especially the teams that don't play a lot or that don't get to see a lot of, love on these things. Hopefully it kind of ramps them up for some of these games. But thanks, everyone. Appreciate it. And until next time. See ya.
Yep.
Thanks, Mark.